First things first, ladies and gentlemen. First things first. I do not believe in policing a man and policing a man or what he chooses to do with his manhood. Okay? First things first. I don't believe in that shit. You gonna do what you gonna do regardless. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You don't need me to be in your pockets watching whatever it is that you do. But there's probably a fine line for me when passport hoeing for my passport bros goes a bit too far. Just a little bit too far for me, right? And you wonder why people tend to have this negative outlook on passport brethren and people who choose to travel and, travel for women and stuff like that. Let me share you a quick story. So I got an email, my man over here bragging about sexual exploits. I just let people talk because that's what they're going to do anyways. You kind of learn a little bit more about people when you just let them speak. So email, pretty lengthy. He was like, yo, Doc, man, I wanted to share with you this story. I don't care if you share it on your YouTube channel or not. I just want to share it with you. Because he was kind of embarrassed by it, but he kind of wore it as a badge of honor. So my man had been overseas for roughly about, I want to say a month or two, right? He was kind of, taking time off from work. First time overseas, he's locked in, right? He deep dive. And when I say he deep dive, he dope in the deep end, right? So he was like, man, the best way for me to hook up with girls is using a application, social media app. I don't know which one it was, Bumble, whatever it is. He just used which one. And he was like, man, he said, since I've been here, man, I've been getting with a lot of girls, linking up with a lot of girls, man, been having time of my life. He said, but I want to share something with you that was kind of funny. He was like, whenever he sends a message to the young ladies, usually it's like a standard text message, right? Maybe change the name if you need to, change a little bit of details here and there, but usually a templated type of message, right? So what he said was he sent a message to this young lady messaged him back and said, you don't remember me, do you? I want you to understand, my man only been there for a couple months, and I think you know where this is going, but let me continue. She messaged him back and said, yo, you don't remember me, do you? He's like, what you mean? He's like, we ain't never met before. And she goes through the entire playbook of this guy that he played on her. Where they met, where they linked up at, everything. My man had absolutely no clue that he had already talked to the girl in which he had just messaged before. Maybe she changed her profile, maybe profile pic changed, cut her hair or something. Something was different enough about her to where he didn't recognize her when he started talking to her on a social media platform. Now, a lot of people would be like, Doc, what you talking about, man? Passport hoeing, going too far, man. Come on, we're just living our best lives. We're doing what we're doing. I understand that people can change their physical appearances, but I think that it really does seem to be threading on a fine line when you can't remember the young ladies that you linked up with in one way, shape, or form, right? When girls got to come back to you and tell you how your day went or how your date went or how y'all hooked up, where you met at, what hotel room you went to, blah, blah, blah. They go down a laundry list and they know your playbook to the T. One of two things, either they talked to a girl that you did link up with before or you already linked up with her and you're actually trying to link up with her again as if she's somebody new. Fine line. I don't believe in policing, y'all. That's not my business. That's nothing that ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't believe in policing what you do with you. But when you can't remember, that, my friends, is a bit concerning, right? And I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you're going to remember every girl you linked up with. But if it comes to the point where it was forgettable enough for you to dismiss the idea that you were with somebody and she knows that y'all were together, but you don't remember, that, my friends, can be a problem. Because on average, for a Filipina, right? I'll just use them as an example because those are the young ladies that I do seem to know a little bit more about. If a Filipina, if you tried to link up with a Filipina and a Filipina forgot that y'all linked up, how would you feel? If a lady in general forgot that y'all linked up, how would you feel? Oh, this girl over here entertaining a lot of foreigners, right? If you forget the foreigner, hopefully one of very few that you've linked up with, and you forget, how would you think? Oh, that bitch hoeing this shit like that, right? That's what you would think. So on the flip side, I believe in accountability to an extent. Yo, man, if you're gonna link up, at least remember who it is, man, because at that point it started to get a little bit risky. All right? Yeah, online applications, man, you filter through profiles really quick. It's like quick. But to not remember shows one of two things. Either you got bad memory, you need to go to the doctor because you might have Alzheimer's, or you might have some memory loss issues, or you are linking up probably with just too many young ladies. One of two things for me. And again, I believe in accountability, man. You got to take care of yourself overseas, man. And somebody said the realest thing the other day. Somebody said the realest thing to me, and it stuck with me. And to this day, and I'm gonna leave you with this. To this day, it sticks with me. I'm married now, so it don't really apply, but it sticks with me. My man said, he said, you can link up, have as much fun as you want to. These young ladies may be compatible, you can complicit or not complicit, but they may be willing or acquiescent to your whims, and they're all in, and they're letting, the relationship happen or situationship happen as it does, and everything's good to go. And when they fall out of your life quietly, nothing really crazy or anything, but it only takes one. Pardon my language, but it only takes one crazy bitch to fuck it all up for you. Only takes one. So while you're having all this fun and you're dealing with this girl and I'm 2-a-days or I'm doing this and I'm doing that, it only take one. One girl that put it in her mind that she wants to ruin your fucking life. That's it. Just takes one. Just one. Just one. Isa lang. One to fuck up everything. To say something that's wrong, to accuse you of something that's wrong, to not bow out gracefully out of your life when you're trying to deal with somebody else. She's gonna run to that girl, find her social medias, everything that she got going on over there, and she's gonna tell her everything about you, everything negative about you. And if there's one thing that I notice about the Philippines and dealing with Filipinas, about 90+% of the time, they're gonna believe what another Filipina has to say about you. Right? Especially if they linked up with you. Oh, you're just a chick's boy. You're just hooking up with a bunch of girls. And then they may not want to deal with you. Then what are you going to do then? When you ruined your quote-unquote reputation in a certain area, now you got to move if you want to try to link up with everybody, because everybody in that little area knows your business. Everybody knows that you dealt with this young lady, and most of them are willing to put it all on the line. Most of them, to an extent, are willing to lie on your ass if it means accomplishing a goal. Maybe you didn't do right by her and now she feels away, right? So if you're not careful with how you link up, who you link up with, and all of that stuff, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. You're only risking everything for me. It's everything. Reputation to an extent is everything, because now it's like, well, damn, if this girl knows my business, nobody gonna want to talk to you, nobody's gonna want to deal with you, and heaven forbid they have some retaliatory, if that's even a word, or relatives that feel away about the way that you treated a young lady in their life, whether it be a father or a cousin or a brother or something like that, and they feel away. I've seen and heard a lot of stories about a lot of guys getting kicked out of certain areas in which they were living in because of things that they did to or with a particular young lady, or things that they didn't do with a particular young lady. So if you're not smart dealing with certain young ladies, the vindictive ones and the ones that you don't know because you're thinking you're living your best life by passport hoeing and dealing with all these other chicks and stuff, like a lot of girls, right? It only takes one, ladies and gentlemen. It only takes one. And thank God, knock on wood, that's not wood. Luckily for me, I don't think that I was ever in a situation where a girl tried to ruin me. I pray somebody don't try to come out when I become super famous on this YouTube shit and be like, oh, this motherfucker did. But I'll let you know right now, there probably are some stories out there about the good doc. Just to be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and put that out in the forefront. Not necessarily for my passport hoish like ways, none of that shit. But just, you just never know, man. People are just vindictive for no reason. So you gotta be careful who you choose to link up with. Moral of the day. Man, y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc, on to the next one. Peace.